Hello, my name is Charity Brooks. I'm 26 years old and I am a former foster youth. I was born in French Camp, California, then moved to Akron, Ohio when I was 6 months old and raised there until I was 15. Within those 15 years, I endured many hardships while my mother was off doing her own thing and I've never known my father. I was tossed around from home to home between family members and friends. When I was 5 years old, my mother became very ill, so she moved my older brother and I in with my grandmother. When I was 7, my mother passed away from cervical cancer. After my mother passed away, I continued to live with my grandmother, but my only brother decided to move away. I felt alone and like no one wanted me because the people that were the closest to me left me alone in an unfamiliar place. No one in the home acknowledged me, so I felt like if you're going to mistreat me, I was going to give you a reason to do so. At the age of 10, I began to smoke and drink. By the age of 14, I was drinking on a daily, and I started to skip school more often. In the summer of 2003, I was supposed to start 10th grade, but I missed so much school, they held me back to 9th grade. My grandmother was fed up with my behavior, so she sent me to California to live with my aunt. The summer was great until school began. My aunt's behavior changed, and I saw a totally different person. I lived with my aunt for about 3 months before the physical and mental abuse began. I stayed with her for about a year before I was fed up with the abuse. I eventually ran away for nearly 3 weeks, and when I came back, I was bounced around between family members again until it became too difficult for me. The abuse escalated when my aunt pulled a knife on me. We fought over the knife, and my hand was badly cut, and I was rushed to the hospital to receive several stitches. Soon after, I was placed in the Santa Clara County's children's shelter for nearly 8 months. At this time, living in the children's shelter wasn't all bad, coming from my previous living situation. I had a little freedom, I had my own room, but I really just wanted to get out of there because it wasn't home. I was able to leave when a family friend took me in, and she became my foster mom. I finally found some stability and felt the love that I had been longing for my entire life. I also began a relationship with my first boyfriend. It was peaceful and happy until I found out I was pregnant with my first child. Soon after my son was born, my boyfriend started to physically abuse me. I made excuses for him and covered up the bruises. My foster mom told my family, and they advised me to get a restraining order. But at 19, I was so young and longed for a family that I had never had. I dropped the restraining order and tried to work things out. My boyfriend showed progress, but then he went back to his old ways. One day, he hit our newborn son, and I quickly decided to end our relationship. It was like something inside me was awakened. For the first time in my life, I had felt I had a reason to stand up and protect myself and my child. I was so tired of being pushed around and walked on my entire life. I left the father of my child and moved into a transitional housing program where I stayed for about a year and a half. But we eventually got back together, and I became pregnant with our second child. I was hoping things would get better, but when he found out I was pregnant with our second child, he wanted nothing to do with me or our children. So I ended up moving back in with my youngest aunt. At this time, my living situation was horrible. My child and I were sleeping on my aunt's couch for over a month until she kicked me out. I felt ashamed of losing everything: my housing, my boyfriend, my extended family members. In the period of 4 months, my child and I lived in my car, motel rooms, and finally the homeless shelter. At the shelter, I gave birth to my daughter and quickly realized that I needed to make some drastic changes. I was 20 years old with 2 babies when I was referred to Unity Care for their transitional housing program. I had an intense interview with the program staff and was ecstatic when they accepted me. My circumstances began to improve at this point in my life. For 2 years, the program helped me find an apartment, and I found a part-time job as a security guard. Unity Care also helped me graduate from Everest College with my medical assistant certificate. My children were enrolled in a great my My children were enrolled in a great daycare program, and it was all to the thanks and help and support of my case manager, Erica Cunningham. Erica, I know you're here tonight to support me, and I thank you. Erica has a wonderful spirit and personality. I owe her so much. After I graduated Unity Care, she continued to do so much for me. During my toughest time, she has been the guidance I needed. She has taught me vital life skills such as being a responsible adult, being a single mother, money management skills, setting realistic goals, and she helped me learn parenting skills. Erica stuck by me even when I gave her major attitude and encouraged me to keep on track. She helped me learn what a healthy relationship was and how to end the cycle of abuse. Erica shared some of her personal experiences with me and challenges to let me know that it is possible to overcome them. She would say, no matter what our problems are or how big we may think they may be, we can handle them. It's funny that although I have not known Erica for a long time, I can honestly say that she has become one of the closest people to me. She was the mother figure that I really needed, and I am so grateful for this opportunity to say thank you for not giving up on me. Erica, please stand up so people can see. Today, my life isn't perfect, and I still work hard to overcome my personal challenges. But I am proud to say that I am drug-free, I'm working 2 part-time jobs, I am enrolled in college. To attain my associate's degree in business administration. My children are now 6 and 7 years old and are doing wonderfully. I also volunteer at a few churches giving out food to families in need, and I am also a praise dancer. For those of you that don't know what praise dancing is, it's a personal way to give praises and thanks to God through signing and dancing. I also teach young girls at my church how to praise God through flag dance. I can now say I have made a full 180 turnaround, and I'm in a happy place, and it all started with Unity Care. My ultimate goal in life is to open up a home for at-risk young women and pregnant teens so I can give them the guidance I needed at their ages. I want to help them grow into the successful women they all have the potential to be. I would like you to take my story and use it as motivation to help youth in our community look beyond their outer shell, because we often pretend that everything is okay. Take the time to talk to them, look into their eyes, and see for yourself what you can do for them. They really may just need a big hug to get them through the day. I want to thank God for letting me go through the trials and tribulations that I've been through, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to give my testimony and my story today. So thank you for allowing me to share my story.